Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a hell of a show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. Well, folks, it looks like Michael Jordan isn't the only one that has former teammates that have a thing or two to say about him. As you guys know, Scottie Pippen has had a lot of things to say about Michael Jordan over the last few years, and looks like LeBron James is beginning to get some of that treatment. Now, LeBron has been making headlines recently for some comments that he made on the Mind the Game podcast with his new partner, Steve Nash, right? And first he was talking about the fact that, you need a full roster of players to beat other players. He doesn't sit back and beat himself up like, man, LeBron James and Luka Doncic lost the series. Other people, you need other people, right? There are other guys that need to play on the court. Like, this is not something I lose any sleep over and this and this. And a lot of people called him out on that. But one particular person that called him out was his former Miami Heat teammate, Eddie Jones, right? So Eddie Jones was on the, let me just see, it's a pretty crazy show. I'm actually still surprised that this show is still even on TV. The Breakfast Ball. It's an FS1 show. I'm being serious because one of the hosts, I believe his name is Carlton or Greg or one of them. Greg Carton. He usually goes at LeBron, and I'm like, they let somebody like this get on TV? Usually they keep people on TV that are pro LeBron, anti Jordan, especially anti Kobe. But to see this guy on FS1, when you got the likes of Nick Wright, you had Shannon Sharpe and others, I was quite surprised. So this guy's been taking shots at LeBron, right, at every opportunity that he has. So they ended up playing this audio for the panel to listen to. So after Greg said what he said, Eddie House began to call out LeBron. He goes, "This is not what a GOAT would say. This is not GOAT talk right here. This is why a lot of people don't have you on Michael Jordan's level." And I'm like, geez Louise, Eddie House ain't playing. But before I even get into what Eddie House had to say about LeBron James, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, PrizePicks. PrizePicks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports with over 10 million members. PrizePicks makes it easy to get real money action on the sports and players you love. You pick more or less on at least 2 for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. For example, this week on PrizePicks, I'm looking at the upcoming NBA schedule and selecting Stephen Curry for more than 29 points and Kevin Durant for more than 27 points and Anthony Davis for more than 12 rebounds and Luka Doncic for more than 8 assists. If you're like me and you like to play it safe, you'll love PrizePicks' new feature, Flex Plays. It's the safest way to play. You can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. Plus, you can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. On top of this, PrizePicks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money as quick as in 15 minutes. So download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on PrizePicks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do now is we're going to play what Eddie Jones had to say about LeBron James and his comments and how this is not what a GOAT or a rival of Michael Jordan should say. And then we're going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to that there.
Let me just say this. I know a lot of people think it's about me and Luka. No, everyone else stunk.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, this is why LeBron James, has guys like me take shots at him. It's not about his game. Obviously one of the greatest players to ever play the game. It's about crap like that. Because when you make a big shot and you put the crown on, when you show off the tattoo that says chosen, that ain't about the 8 other guys. Mm-hmm. That's about you. And with LeBron James, when things go well, it's always about him. When things don't go well, it's never his fault. And it's so frustrating hearing him have these conversations when he knows he's lying. He knows what he's putting out there. And for whatever the reason is, he just can't help himself. But when you juxtapose what LeBron said there in that podcast with what Jason Tatum said in a press conference, with the established media in Boston, which is a very tough media. And he goes, yeah, I'm well aware I played like crap. I'm well aware I got to be better.
Right.
My performance is unacceptable. If I play a little bit better, we're up 2-0 in this series, and I own it. That's refreshing. That's a guy you can root for.
Right.
When you're completely tone deaf to what you say and how people view the things that come out of your mouth, that you can't help a guy like that.
When the white spotlight shines on you and it shines brightly and exposes all kinds of good things, if you sit there and you accept it all, well, then you can't shy away when it all of a sudden catches some of the skeletons in the closet, right? You can't bitch about that. And so, like LeBron will sit there and take all the praise that's heaped on him, and he'll accept it, and he'll say,
Mark,
oh, look at me, look at me,
think
look at me.
about what's happened in the week since they got eliminated. He invented a sprained MCL, said he couldn't go to the Met Gala like any of us give a damn if he goes to a party, and now he's blaming 8 other guys on the Laker roster. Like, come on, man.
Okay, he blaming the 8 other guys, right? Well, we heard that story before when he did that, when he was on the podcast, I believe, and was talking about the Miami Heat team.
Mavericks.
Yeah, Heat Mavericks. So he's done that before. What I don't like is where he said he's not losing any sleep over it. That's not GOAT talk. That's why Michael Jordan is the GOAT, because Michael Jordan would never go on there and say, I don't lose sleep over losing in the first round with another superstar on my team. He would never say that. So that's, to me, that's the thing that kind of, rubs me the wrong way. He done the blame game before. He already did that. So I'm not tripping off that. I'm tripping off the fact if you want to consider yourself the GOAT and call yourself the GOAT, and everybody else, all these youngsters out here saying that he's the GOAT, this is why he's not the GOAT. It's for that particular reason right there. He doesn't lose any sleep over losing in the first. Yeah, you got to have.
Because it's not my fault.
Right. I take no responsibility for it.
Look, it's a team game.
So you heard what Eddie Jones had to say. What are my thoughts about this? I think LeBron was just keeping it real, man. He said it, man. It's not that deep. It's just basketball. It's not that deep. It's just basketball. He said it, and for people that are expecting him to take on this attitude of a Kobe, of a Jordan. He's not Kobe or Jordan. Kobe would cry after games on live TV, cry after they lost series. LeBron is not going to cry. He's going to be laughing it up there with Anthony Edwards, and it's just his personality, right? He's going to make light of it at the post-game conference. He's going to make jokes about it. Or if he's not going to make a joke about it, he's going to have an excuse, like, not excuse, or some kind of injury report, something. That's just the person he is. Now, will Eddie House's comments deter some LeBron fans and make them feel, oh, well, he has a point? No, because in LeBron fans speak, what they're going to interpret this as, oh, he's hating. Who would Eddie House be without LeBron? This just the usual pattern, right? So for him to say that, I mean, I didn't need him to say that. In terms of this didn't need to be the thing for me to hear, for me to be like, man, you know what, man, LeBron is really not Michael Jordan-esque. Like, it wasn't this thing, right? It wasn't this thing. And I think what's going to happen is if these comments become more widespread and people start talking about them, they're going to absolutely destroy Eddie House. They're going to absolutely destroy him. Oh, who are you to say this? How would you say this? Oh, blah, 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 blah. Who would you be without LeBron? That'll be the whole conversation. But Eddie House, in my personal opinion, is just echoing a sentiment that a lot of people have out there, that they don't think this thing is a GOAT debate. They don't believe it. If you listen to half the people yesterday, that talk about LeBron as number 2 all time, they can't give you an argument. One of the people that says that is Stephen A. Smith. He goes, oh, why do you have LeBron number 2 all time when you think about everything that he brings to the game? That's what he said. He was just on Piers Morgan the other day. They were like, if you become president, what are you going to, what will be one of the first things you'll do? The economy. That's his answer, the economy. The economy. And some of you dudes actually take Stephen A. Smith seriously to run for president. Stephen A. Smith is just grifting, bro. Stephen A. Smith is just out here grifting. He's riding the conservative Republican wave because he knows that that's what's the wave right now. So he's riding that. If you go listen, almost all of Stephen A. Smith's political commentary has always been left-leaning and socially conscious and all of that. Republicans are not socially conscious in that way. They're very conservative. They have other. So for you people, for some people to be taking Stephen A. Smith serious, well, okay. Yeah, well, it's politics after all. People, that's what you do. You dupe people and people believe you. So people like that, they have that opinion. They don't have any real explanation for it. I'm talking about Stephen A. Smith now. So in the case of Eddie Jones, he kept it real. And he's going to be crucified for having this opinion and, more importantly, stating it publicly. And I think is even more damaging. And the reason why people may want to shut him down even faster is because of the platform that he's on. You can be on YouTube and all these other podcasts. You can say stuff like that. But when you're on TV, people like to shut that down quickly. Why? Because they feel like things that are said on TV carry more weight and have more credibility for whatever reason. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you on the next show. Peace.